We grow up with a comforting belief. If I live kindly, others will treat me kindly too. It's a beautiful idea, simple, idealistic, and hopeful. But life has a way of proving that the world is more complex than our childhood expectations. You've likely experienced it. A coworker talks behind your back. A friend betrays you with a smile. Or perhaps a stranger, who knows nothing about you, treats you with disdain for no reason at all. At first, you're angry. Then you want to defend yourself, to prove that you're right, to make things fair. But the more you try to explain, the more drained you feel. So, what should we do when someone treats us badly? Don't argue with those who don't want to understand. In psychology, there's a personality type known as the high conflict personality. These individuals aren't looking for solutions. They thrive on chaos. Their self-worth is fed by arguments, and pulling you into emotional battles gives them a sense of control. Engaging with them is like trying to clean mud with your bare hands. You'll only end up dirtier. Instead of arguing, recognize the trap. Your silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Don't overreact, unless you want to be controlled emotionally. It feels good momentarily to lash out, to say what's on your mind, to release the tension. But in doing so, you descend to their emotional level. Neuroscientist Paul Ekman's research on emotional expressions found that when we're angry, the rational parts of our brain essentially go offline. When you overreact, you're no longer the one steering the wheel. Your emotions are. Learn to pause, breathe, walk away. Remember, silence can be power. It's not about being passive. It's about not allowing others to dictate your emotional state. Patience is strength, even if the world doesn't see it that way. History is full of powerful examples. Take Han Xin, a famous general in Chinese history. Before his rise to greatness, he was humiliated in public by a butcher who forced him to crawl between his legs. People laughed, but Han Xin didn't retaliate. He endured, quietly, strategically. Years later, he led armies and became a national hero. The man who mocked him? Forgotten. True patience isn't weakness, it's clarity. It's the ability to ask yourself, is this person worth my energy, or should I save it for a larger purpose? Beware the emotional loop trap. When someone hurts us, we assume the pain comes from their actions. But often, the pain continues because our mind keeps replaying the scene over and over again. This phenomenon is known in psychology as emotional looping. When the brain locks into a memory of pain, constantly reactivating the same physical and emotional responses. A single cruel comment can echo for weeks in your thoughts. A dismissive glance can evolve into sleepless nights. Daniel Goleman, in his book Emotional Intelligence, explains this as the brain's way of trying to solve emotional discomfort. But in doing so, it can trap us in endless suffering. You're not weak for struggling to move on. Your brain is literally stuck in a loop. The key isn't forgetting, it's learning how to stop feeding the loop. Meditation, journaling, and mindful breathing can help interrupt the cycle. You don't have to forgive right away, but you can choose not to rehearse the pain. Choose who deserves your energy. Then unplug. Ultimately, emotional maturity is about knowing when to unplug from people who no longer deserve access to your inner world. There's a beautiful quote by the Buddhist monk Ajahn Chah. Don't carry around what others throw at you. You don't need to carry their bitterness. Their cruelty is not your responsibility to fix. Some people want you to react because your reaction validates their behavior. Don't give them that satisfaction. Protect your peace like it's sacred. because it is. Being kind in a harsh world is not a weakness. It's an act of rebellion. But being kind doesn't mean being a doormat. It means knowing your boundaries, knowing when to stay silent, and knowing when to walk away, not with anger, but with dignity. The strongest people aren't those who shout the loudest. They're the ones who know how to keep the light in their hearts, even when surrounded by darkness. So next time someone disrespects you, pause. Don't just ask, "How do I react?" Ask instead, "Is this person even worth a reaction?" If this message resonates with you, and you're passionate about exploring the deeper layers of psychology, human behavior, and emotional intelligence, then you're in the right place. Subscribe to Psychonaut for more mind-expanding insights. Like this video if it helped you. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive into the human psyche. Stay grounded, stay kind, stay curious.